What's up, guys? Lead generation is hands down one of the most vital components of your online business. You can have the best offer in the world, you can have the most amazing marketing system and sales process, all that sort of stuff. But the reality is, if you don't have a fresh flow of new leads coming into your business at any given time, you don't really have a business. You've got wishing and hoping, and that's not really a marketing plan. So today's video is all about how you can start nurturing your leads and putting them into sort of an incubation process in order to give them more value, give them insight into who you are, how you can help them out, and also extract the most value out of your audience. How's it going, guys? My name's Jamie. Before I get into today's video, I'd like to say a very warm welcome to you. If this is the first time on the channel, I'm a full-time affiliate marketer, digital ad strategist, and I'm a coach for a program who's recently won the ClickFunnels 2 Kilometer Club Award, which has been pretty damn cool, if I do say so myself. If you're interested in learning more about what I'm up to, keep in touch with this channel, hit that subscribe button, feel free to drop a comment, let me know if there's anything you'd like to learn. I cover affiliate marketing in a pretty relaxed, no BS manner. So with all that being said, let's jump straight into it. So what I thought I'd do first and foremost is take you guys through what I would consider a typical launch sequence for a product. So for those of you that are looking to develop their own products at any stage, it doesn't matter if you're into affiliate marketing at this stage or you're a coach or a consultant or whatever the thing is, this is normally how it goes. And it's worked for years. It still works now. So normally what happens is you send traffic to a landing page, and little caveat here, this is almost looks like some sort of calligraphy. That's kind of cool. But anyway, you got a landing page. That's you've got your opt-in form there. That's exactly what opt-in form means. It's the international symbol for opt-in forms. You got your button there, blah blah blah, right? And they get a lead magnet, so get a big LM there, big lead magnet. And normally what happens is you would basically send them an email here, and that goes to this page, and it's got maybe a video on it these days, and the video has like a bit of information and a bit of a warm-up sequence that's meant to be a play button. Don't know what that's meant to represent. Anyway, get the idea. Then there's another email that gets sent, and there's another one, so on and so forth. And so this might go on for maybe 3 to 5 days, maybe 7 days. It's normally a countdown at the end as the cart closes as well. And so each one is basically sending to a new video and all that sort of stuff, right? Well, that is not the greatest drawing, but hopefully you get the idea. And then obviously this one here, you got a big pitch, and then there's a countdown sequence on the back of that. Now, why is that important to know? Because the principles of what I'm about to go through are exactly the same. It's just done in a slightly more personal level. Okay, so this works, by the way, still works in 2021 and will probably work for a long time. Yes, email rates are dropping in terms of the open rates. However, you can train your audience. You can teach them to open the emails and get the stuff in the emails. You can do all that sort of stuff. You can become better at copy to elicit better response rates and better click-through rates and better all that sort of stuff, because they become used to the way that you communicate with them, right? And sometimes, even if people don't actually open an email, it's still just a psychological touch point for your name and your brand for when they're seeing you in the internet world, right? So this part here, this is the important part I wanted to kind of draw your attention to, is that you're providing value and it's sequential. So, you might be introducing them to a concept. The next one might be introducing them to another concept of how it actually can apply to them and how it helps them out. Third one really gets into the guts of it and has a pitch at the end. And like I say, sometimes there's a Q&A on the back of that or whatever the case may be, right? So all that being said, now there's probably going to be a complete lack of surprise here. And I don't know how to use this thing yet. This is a brand new piece of software I'm using. I'm just going to throw my face out of the way to start with, see if there's anything here. All right, I think I just have to do it the hard way and find a way to all right, see if we can just go, okay, fill. Let's see if this works. Bang. No, that didn't work at all. Okay, that's just ridiculous. I can't see. Is there an eraser here? Sorry, folks. I might have to edit this part out or not. Maybe just get used to it. All right, if I get rid of this part here. What the hell? All right, so let's just go back. Sorry, folks, this is not the way that I wanted it to go down, but you get the idea. Sometimes you just need to persevere with things. All right, so, okay, that's ridiculous. Right, okay, yeah, we want to keep that. So, okay, so that's the old way of doing a launch, and a lot of you guys are thinking, well, I'm an affiliate. I don't, it's not really a launch that I'm promoting. So how do I make use of that information, Jamie? Don't worry, I got you back. So here's what you do. And some of you guys are going to be rolling your eyes when I delve into this, because it's probably not necessarily new information. I just want to put a slightly different slant on the way that you view this particular part of it, right? So if I just move my big chunky old head out of the way there. So now with organic marketing in particular, you've got a couple of touch points, right? So it's basically what I call, oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. What do we got there? No, it's not an arrow, I just want a pen. Why does everything have to be bloody far? Hard. Sunday afternoon. All right, that wasn't meant to happen either. Bad to worse. All right, so here's with organic marketing. What you're effectively doing is you're creating a dynamic where you can show different information to people and hopefully have enough touch points with your audience that eventually they become ingrained into who you are. They either know you, hopefully they like you, hopefully they trust you enough that you can help them out with their problems and they will buy stuff, basically. Right, so here's what I like to refer to. It's basically you've got this, oh my God, what is that? Sorry, folks, I'm just having a lot of difficulties with my I give up. I feel like maybe I should just quit. I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to work out how to work this thing, and I'll come right back to you guys. Give me a moment there. All right, guys, welcome back. So yeah, I got so frustrated. I just used a completely different piece of software. So hopefully I'll get my point across in a moment. Let's get rid of that so I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so what I'm referring to here, this incubation process, is most people with the organic marketing stuff, assuming you're doing that via Facebook, by the way, you would put out content on your profile. You would try to get people to opt into a page. Perhaps you might want to have a chat with them via Messenger. And a lot of the time your content is doing a lot of the heavy lifting for you in terms of the sales process. But there's another way you can kind of ramp this up ever so slightly. So if you look at, you got your profile over here. So that's one touch point. And then over here, you got like your Facebook stories, which I highly recommend you utilize, by the way. And then over here, we've got this little triangle thing. So all these things here are now ideally pointing towards your group. Okay. So now what this means is that you've got 3 different touch points. Every time you put a piece of content out, you've got something on your profile. Maybe you've got another piece in your group. People will see different things at different times, and you've also got your stories. So now you've got like this kind of triage of things that you're basically giving to your audience. So you're starting to incubate them in a certain way there. But the real juice of all this stuff is actually the thing that I mentioned third, which is a part of the triangle, which is your little group over here. So this is your incubator. Okay, and so imagine that, let's just change things up a little bit. We want to go green, and let's just imagine that someone comes part of your audience in your group, and they've come through your profile over here, and they've come through sometimes your stories. You've got something else, and you want to incentivize them jumping in there, and maybe you started developing an email list, so you start getting people from that over there. You got that over there. Maybe you got a chatbot, so you got that over there. And then maybe you got a YouTube channel like I do, so you got YouTube and that comes over there. So now all your traffic, regardless of if it's free or paid as well, by the way, you can actually get into paid strategies doing this. It's no different. So then when you've got your little group thing here, and once again, this is, we're going to go, that's the exact standard measurements and deviations for a Facebook group, if you will. So we've got our group here. Right, so this is the incubation process. So then maybe one day put out a piece of written content. We'll just go W for written. There we go. And so that ideally looks to change the mindset of someone. Maybe they've got a limiting belief about investing themselves because they don't believe that they are capable of actually making any sales with high-ticket affiliate marketing or high-ticket products in general. Maybe there's a limiting belief there and you're able to address that through your content, through the written post. Maybe you do a live another day, and that live basically introduce them to you and your mannerisms and the way you communicate and your funny style and your facial structure and all that sort of stuff and your voice and your inflection and your way that you wave your arms around. Some people are going to resonate with that. Some people are not. Some people will not like you, and that's just part of this whole process. Maybe you do another live, but this time you're looking at doing an interview. Right, so you're juicing things up there a little bit. You're getting and people that can help with certain things, and you're trying to really just indoctrinate people into who you are. All the while, you are doing this big magic thing over here, which is offers. I'm going to make some offers to people. If you are not offering things to people, they don't know that you can help them out. If you're not inviting them into your programs, if you're not inviting them to be part of something, they're not going to know. And most of the people aren't going to take action. They will probably get poached by other marketers that are in these groups trying to do this exact same thing. You can also put up other content. You can put up bait posts to encourage them to get into Messenger, where you can have a sales process with them, see if you can actually sell them something. So then you got bait posts. And the bait post is quite simply a big promise. Hey, who wants to see my 3-step process for hitting 20K per month? Drop a comment below. Bang, comment later. Sometimes a lot of people will comment, sometimes hardly any people will comment. It's just the way that it goes, depending on how much engagement you've got in your group, stuff like that. So then now you've indoctrinated people into that. So going back to the earlier thing that I had, where you had that sequence, someone opts in, there's the same sort of process. Someone becomes part of your group. What are they effectively doing? They're opting in. And so it's your job in that process to have the thing that you want to sell in mind. And that's on the other side here, where you got the dollar thing there on one side. And so you want to be able to, once they get into your group right here, this is your group, you want to be able to address their limiting beliefs, address their objections, show them that there is a better pathway. And then, look at that, neat. So then you might have these certain pillars that you want to overcome. So it might be the first one is, depending on whether you're going mass market, as in, for example, you might be dealing with people that have no idea about affiliate marketing and perhaps the different things that are available online. So how would you market to those people? You can't just start talking about complex funnels and complex things that they need and psychological things that you need in order to sell stuff, because they're like, well, I just need to know the basics first. So therefore, maybe the basics are quite literally, well, here's what affiliate marketing is. There's an indoctrination process for that. It's just selling stuff online, receiving a commission for doing so. Is no different than a real estate agent selling a house, receiving a commission. Same thing, right? So maybe that's the first part of it. The second part of it might be, well, everything online should be free. I want to get started for free. I don't want to invest in myself. And so maybe you can handle the limiting beliefs and the objections people have regarding that, because reality is, this is business. Business is involving investment sometimes. You can bootstrap it, but even bootstrapping, if you look at big startup companies, bootstrapping for them is still getting angel investors or some form of investment to get started. And I think when people really take this seriously, that's when they're like, okay, you know what, I will find a way and a means to get the $2,000 or $3,000 or whatever it is to get started in the programs that you're involved with. And so that's when you know that you're dealing with a serious buyer. You're not dealing with a tire kicker. People that are after $5 information, wanting it to change their life, they're not your people. So maybe you start addressing these objections in your content. So that's the next pillar, right? And all the while, you're on the other side of the content that you're putting out there, you're making offers. So, for example, I'll give you guys a verbal one. If anyone here listening to this video at this point, you're tired of the BS online when it comes to affiliate marketing, and you want help on a one-to-one basis to absolutely obliterate your goals this year and beyond, and have a framework that you can use that's going to work on any platform, because you're going to understand the crux of sales, of marketing, of branding, of offer creation, all that stuff, go to jgcall.com. Otherwise, there's a link in the description. Feel free to check that out. It's going to lead you through to a page which is going to teach you all about my business practice, how I was able to go from nothing to making over 8K in a single weekend. I average over 20K at the moment, and how you can start implementing some of those resources and some of those things in your own business as well. So there you go, verbal offer, right? So what I'm saying is that under each thing, making an offer can be as simple as that. If it's a written post, you might say, hey, I've got this thing, got my, whatever your lead magnet is, your big promise lead magnet, and drop a comment below if you'd like to get hold of that. It can be a verbal one, like I say. So you're always offering, right? So all these pillars, and then all of a sudden you start mapping other things out. So what else can you handle? Limiting beliefs, objections. What else? Maybe you want to start introducing a product. One of the things that we learn inside the Super Affiliate Accelerator is we talk about mindset and how it plays such an important role in your business. So if your mindset's not dialed in and you're not taking this seriously, then affiliate marketing is really not for you. It's not something that you're gonna burn yourself out in a very short space of time. So maybe that's another thing, right? Treating it seriously. And what I did there, by the way, was I then started to edify based on real world stuff, which is taking from the real world example of the program that I'm involved in, I'm a coach for, and then giving a real life example of what we talk about a lot, which then is another thing that you can do. So that's kind of a hard, like making an implication of what you could learn if you're inside the product that you're involved in. Then there might be another thing, and it might be about The time frame, maybe people have a limiting belief or an objection about the time frame. And again, that comes down to, usually speaking, mindset and the level of seriousness that they have. And so then again, you're making another offer. And so the offer at this time could be, if you'd like to learn more about what I'm up to, or if you'd like to have a simple chat to see whether or not what I've got is the right pathway for you, let me know. Drop a comment, message me, whatever it is, right? So on and so forth. And so then, bang, now you've indoctrinated someone. You've given a ton of value. You've given them overview of what your business process is. You've basically uncovered things to a certain degree as best as you can without revealing absolutely everything. Not that there should be any secrets anyway, to be honest, but there are certain things that you probably do as part of your business that just, it's very hard to teach them in an open public forum in a broad way through a couple of random videos, right? But you get the idea. Like I say, and the content can be written, it can be bait posts, it can be, if you want to do lives, it can be pre-recorded videos that you upload, it can be whatever it is, right? It can be in the file section, it can be in the result, what do you call it? There's the unit section. Sorry, I think they've actually just changed that recently to not units, they don't call them those anymore. Anyway, get the point. So that's kind of an incubation process and why I absolutely love groups. And so going back to one of the slides before, it means that there's always going to be a centralized place for you to send your traffic. So that's the main hub of where you're going to be doing things. And so for me, obviously, I live stream on other channels. I've got my YouTube channel here. I've got my profile. I just throw out some stories from time to time. I have a small email list. I've got chatbots, blah, blah, blah. I can do all that stuff. I get all those people over to my group, start incubating them in that community. And like I say, it's very similar to that launch process that I showed you guys before. So there is one more thing I wanted to show you on the back of this in terms of the incubation process. So one of the issues that you'll face is that everyone's trying to sell stuff, but no one really wants to come across like too salesy, and that can be a bit of a nuisance. But you kind of need to push your own boundaries when it comes to that. But I'm just going to show you guys something real quick. So this isn't really the greatest example. I need to update these, but in terms of the membership of your group, it's important to have some questions there, because if you have a couple of questions that basically giving people a bit of help along the way. So for me, I've got a blueprint that I send out to people. There's a little lead magnet that I created through an email opt-in. It's pretty handy. I need to, this is a shitty question, but I need to update it. But the point being is that I'm asking people to raise their hand. So people that are coming into this community, I'm asking them to raise their hand. Hey, would you like some help? And if they say yes, then I can message them, hey, thanks for joining my group, really appreciate it. Hey, tell me a little bit about what you're working on, or see if I can actually point you in the right direction, maybe give you some guidance and maybe help you out as well. And then just asking them what they'd actually like to learn, because it helps me if they say, I'm stuck on lead generation. Okay, cool. Well, you need help on lead generation. I've got a few resources here. What exactly you're stuck on? Cool. Well, I might give you some guidance when it comes to that stuff. Here you go, right? So like I say, these need to be, in fact, I'm going to change that right now after I stop recording, but it needs to be changed. But essentially, what you're looking for is the people that come through the doors that immediately want to put up their hand and go, I'm interested in learning more. This is awesome, right? So anyway, that's it. Hopefully that all makes sense. So if you have a group, and if you haven't started a group yet, I highly recommend it, just to build that incubation part of your business, because you'll find it a lot easier than having to throw a rock. If the rock is like a sale and you're throwing it from your profile right over to the sale, there's a lot of steps that need to go into place. And I've seen people make 7 figures just off their profile and selling stuff. So I don't think it can't be done. In my experience and my honest opinion, I think it's just a lot easier if you're putting people into that section. And you can, like I say, you can give them workshops, you can give them things that are going to help them out, you can train them, you can give them lead mags, you can tell them, give them prizes if they engage, all that sort of stuff, right? So it's pretty cool stuff. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Hopefully you got some value out of this. Drop a comment, let me know your thoughts, smash that like button, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thanks very much.